have to admit this. Most of the things that the conservatives stand for are the things that people in Africa believe in. Okay, in Africa, people don't know anything about pronouns. You know, all those they, them, no one cares.
Hey, you about to start something now, bro. You about to
Hey,
start
man. Hey, Simon, you better talk, man. You better talk. Hey,
Yeah.
Simon, what are your pronouns, man?
So, I learned it here. So now I say he, him, but I mean, no one knew it. No one cares, right? No one cares about your pronouns. And you know, and so I just got to realize that you need to really get to know people beyond their gender, beyond their color, beyond their sexual orientation, beyond anything. Just get to know people. And when I got to know people, and one of the biggest revelations to me was once I began to do that, and I began to understand that people are just people. Every single person that you meet is like a forest, ready to be, you know, to be explored, discovered. And I began to realize that it's just human comedy. People wear different masks and play different roles and play different parts. And so the best way, if I really want to be successful, I need to open up and be able to understand that I'm just there to witness this human comedy that, you know, someone can be a Republican today and be a Democrat tomorrow, and they will act completely differently. And so
those are called grifters. That's what they call. They call them grifters.
Yeah. And so that was my journey. That was my journey.
Pretty much. Well,
man, listen. I wanna jump. How long do we have you for? By the way, I don't want to take up too much time.
So I have like 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left.
Okay. So I'm gonna get this question. I really do, because I know you've been covering this. Republicans being attacked. So in New Jersey, I think the second Republican was just murdered.
Yeah.
I want you to comment on that real quick. And what do you think that's about? Are Republicans in danger coming into 2024, especially in liberal cities, liberal states? Also, AOC claims that her life is in danger. Does this destroy that whole narrative that her life is in danger? Meanwhile, Republicans in liberal cities are being under attack.
Yeah, about AOC first, I like her a lot. You know, she knows how to create those short sound bites that go viral, right? I think she's learned, someone has coached her and told her, hey, you know, TV is 2 minutes, it's 2 seconds. You know, say something outrageous and, you know, people will focus on it. Yes, it's sad, you know, the killing that took place on Wednesday. And that was just a week after the first Republican
Congresswoman.
You know, the Congress, the councilwoman. Yeah, the councilwoman was killed. She was even a Ghanaian American. And so even in Ghana, people are mourning her. And I think they had the memorial like 2 days ago to remember her. I don't know if it says if the Republicans are in danger, but it's a shocking coincidence that 2 Republicans can be killed in New Jersey a week apart. I don't know what that is, but it's a bit, I don't know, it's surprising, right? And the person who killed the second person killed themselves. That looks like, is it JFK? That looks like JFK assassination, right? You kill the president, the person who killed the president is killed, and you're like, oh my God, we don't have any witness because the guy is dead. So I don't know what that is about. But
the reason why I say it's dangerous, or Republicans could be in danger, is because the mainstream media isn't picking up these stories. Because if a Democrat was to be killed in cold blood, especially in New Jersey, trust me when I tell you, this would have been a bigger. I'm talking about a huge deal. You know, they would have went crazy.
No, on that, it would be everywhere. It would be front page story.
Yeah,
it would be. But you know, I think the Democrats have a problem now because of rising crime and the hypocrisy, right? I mean, Black people are being killed every day, and I feel like we are not paid. When I say we, the media, we we seem to focus more when a white person kills a black person, but there are hundreds of black people who are being killed every single day. And I feel like we are not doing enough. And I also agree with you that if he was a Democrat who was killed, it would be everywhere. CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times. You can still see stories there, but it's not front page. It's not the major story.
Yeah, you see them, but yeah. Like my grandmother wouldn't hear about it. I would have to go to my grandmother and tell her about it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, like I feel like if anything reaches my grandmother, then it made history, because she only watches CNN. She only watches, you know, a certain amount of news at a certain time. Van, I want to give you the last question before Simon has to leave us, or last comment question.
Oh, absolutely. Just real quick, and thank you so much for your time, sir. You're doing a remarkable job, and your heart is amazing, bro. You're going to bring people together by simply letting God lead you the way that you're allowing them to do it. You mentioned one time when you was talking on one of the Fox News shows that Joe Biden was accepting like $5 million, $50 million per country, per African country, but he wouldn't even give them 5 minutes of his time. Could you give me a quick?
No. So I was talking about how much money those people, those African nations were spending to come to the US.
Okay.
Right? So, you know, in December 2022, President Biden held the second US Africa summit in DC. The first one was held in 2014 when President Obama was still in power. And so he brought to DC 50 African leaders. Every African leader who came here comes with another 50 or 100 people. And so you have the flight ticket, and all of them stay in big hotels where they pay $23,000 a night in DC. And so they end up spending, and then they bring their private jet, and you need to, you know, it's a lot of money. It's around 50 million. Some embassy staff were telling me that these are about around $50 million. And so when they spend that $50 million to come and spend 3 days in the US, yet the US president didn't even schedule a one-on-one meeting with them. And so they were in this big room, and where he addressed them, and they went back to Africa. Almost like a Zoom meeting. Like you can, you know, if you're not going to have a one-on-one with these people, because I don't know if the one-on-one could have changed much, but at least is a one-on-one. You sit down with the president, you say, hey, these are our challenges. You see us as individuals. You don't see us as Africans, as a continent. You see us as Congo and Ghana and Togo, and Liberia and Cameroon and Chad, and, you know, and then you respect us, and we project, you know, unity and collaboration and strength. Instead, what the president did was he invited all these guys to DC, and he didn't schedule any one-on-one with them. Now, contrast them with a visit that took place just 2 or 3 days before then. Before then, the president of France came to the White House. When the president of France came to the White House, they had the first state visit. And you know what a state visit means? It means all the cabinet members. It takes place on the South Lawn.
Wow.
You know, and we will have something similar today, because I'm going to the White House shortly, because the president of Brazil, Lula, is coming to the White House today.
No way. That's dope. That's dope. It's a lot going on over there.
And everyone likes him. So everyone likes him.
What is he? Is he left or right? What is he?
Left.
He's left. So yeah.
And he defeated the right, you know,
Real quick. Simon, once again, thank you for your time. I wish we had more, because I have so many more questions, but are you Trump 2024?
I don't know yet. Like right now, I'm open to all of them, but I can tell you this. When I ask people online, all my base, when I did the survey, I don't see anyone who can beat Trump. But I'm not sure if Trump can win the general election, because he will have to appeal to independents.
Yes.
So if Trump is allowed, if Trump runs in the primaries, he will defeat all of them. based on the surveys that I've run, based on the people that I've spoken to, there's no one, there's no DeSantis, there's no Haley, all of them, they are not there. Trump will win the primaries, but to win the general election, he will need to appeal to independents.
Yeah. It'll be tough. It'll be tough. It'll be tough. He will have to go up against a lot of money. That's all I'm gonna say. Simon, that's all I will say. He will have to go against all the money in the world that is paying for that man to never be in office again. And once again, I know you gotta go. China, where do you think? Look, we know that there's a lot going on, and I know that you're a journalist. You're definitely covering China. But these are definitely some scary times, biblical, even Quran or whatever religion. There is some scary things happening out there in the world. Do you see a time where all of this goes down and we don't have to talk about World War III anymore? Or is World War III an actual thing that could happen?
I don't know, but it seems like a war may be fought, and the person who loses the war will lose the power. It's always like that. Every empire collapsed when they lost a war. Everyone, all of them. That's how it works. The Greek Empire collapsed after they lost the war. A few years in 400 and something BC, they lost a war. They lost everyone. There's this book by Robert Greene, talks about the laws of human nature, and talks about how the Greek Empire collapsed. The same thing happened to England. Same thing happened to the French and to the German. Cameroon, where I was born, Cameroon used to be colonized by the Germans and by Germany, and then they lost the First World War, the Second World War, and France and England took over, all their assets in Africa. And so people in my village, in different places around my village, they used to speak German. You still have they used to speak German. And it took time, and now everyone speaks French and English and things like that. But I don't know if a war is coming, but...
He should have shot that balloon, right? He should have made the call faster. Bang. He should have shot it. Because what do you think?
Yeah, most people are saying that, especially with the revelation yesterday, that he had the capability to, spy on infrastructure.
Because China, they're saying that they're mad that it was shot down.
Yeah.
How does that work? Imagine your girlfriend gets caught cheating, and you caught her cheating, and she's mad that you caught her cheating. So now she wants to break up with you. How crazy is that, Simon? Yo, she wants to break up with me because I caught her cheating. That doesn't make any sense. That's what China's doing right now.
They're mad because they already have an understanding with the U.S. With President Biden that they can do it. So they are putting it out there saying, "Yo, we have an understanding. So why are you shooting our stuff down?"
And maybe the last thing I want to say before I go. The last thing I want to say before I go is that's the reason we focus on U.S.-Africa relations, because when you look at all the countries around the world, you realize that even though the U.S. is not perfect, the U.S. is still a place where you have creativity, you have diversity, you have many things that you don't find anywhere else around the world. That's why I'm here. Like, if I had to go to China, I don't want to live there. I want to live in the US. I don't have everything I want in the US, but the US is still the best place on earth right now. The US is still the place where there's hope, there's creativity, yes, people don't have the same incomes. People don't have the same resources for that creativity, but the US is still the best place on earth. And that's why are we rather continue to work hard to strengthen ties between the US and Africa than see a country that doesn't really care about freedom and doesn't care about, what we are doing now. In China, if we do what we are doing now and you say something against the government, we are locked up the next day.
It's happening in Canada. It's already coming to the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, it's already turned Trudeau.
And
No, true
also,
though,
all the people listening to us or watching us, I will say that they should keep supporting us. You know, you go to todaynewsafrica.com, hit support us, or go to my Twitter handle at Simon Ateba and hit support us, because it's really hard to do what we do. We are against the mainstream media. They have billions, they have private jets and everything. And we are trying to get the facts out. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want people to relate with me and you and everyone watching now as individual. You know, you are Black, but you're an individual. You're a man, but you're an individual. You are not all the Black people. You are not all the male. You are you. You have your individuality. And I can think for myself. I don't want to go outside and everyone say, oh my God, you know, Black lives matter, everyone. And people are like, oh my God, you are dying. I don't want that. I want to believe that because I know I am an individual. I'm a person. I'm a child of God. I'm a Black person. I'm a man. But I'm all those things. But I'm not all the Black people or all the male or all the, you know, I'm not a victim. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not.
That's right.
Well, Simon, thank you so much for being with. This was amazing. I would love to do this again. Maybe we could have you on the show regularly here and there. You know what I'm saying?
Where are you guys based? Where are you based?
Well, I'm based in New York. He is
I'm in Maryland, close to DC.
So he's close to you. So
Okay,
I'm closer to you. Yeah, I'm right.
Let's grab coffee. Let's grab coffee.
We will. You know,
listen,
hey, don't say that if you
don't say
it.
that, because I'll come down and do the 4-hour drive, man. Don't tell me what a good time.
We can do it. Grab coffee and get to maybe talk when we stop the recording.
Yeah,
that would be amazing, man. Simon Ateba, Chief House Correspondent, Chief White House Correspondent, Today News Africa in Washington. All his links will be down in the description box below. This is Van Hall, Lou Valentino, Simon Ateba. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.